Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Castaway. Now, this review is actually specifically requested by a couple of the people who frequent my channel, Rusty Faith and That's Brad. And it's interesting, Rusty Faith 37, I should say. It's interesting because I never really thought about reviewing this movie before, but when they suggested it, I actually thought it was a great idea because one, I think it's a very exceptionally well-made movie. There are parts of it that I think are absolutely amazing. Like the fact that you are so emotionally involved with a volleyball with a handprint on it is so mind-bogglingly good that it blows me away. Like when there's a scene, obviously I try to not incorporate very many spoilers into my reviews, but I feel like this is a pretty old movie, so I feel like I can spoil a little bit of it. There's a scene with Wilson the volleyball later in the movie that is absolutely heartbreaking, and it's amazing when you sit back and you're watching it and you're like, oh no, but you're sitting back afterwards, and like as the movie kind of progresses, you kind of start thinking to yourself, I'm like, huh, I was really emotional about that volleyball. Dear Lord. I was amazed by the crash sequence is so well done. It's crazy. If you ask me, I wasn't that long ago that I watched this movie again, and I don't think it's aged a day. Like I think it looks as great now as it did then, and there aren't very many crash scenes in movies that I think have been able to surpass it. The only one that comes to mind is maybe in Flight and actually in Sully this last year. I think both those crash scenes were, and I don't even think they surpassed it. I'd say those three are probably the three best crash sequences I've ever seen on film, like airplane crashes. Oh, and Alive always comes to mind too. That movie, ugh, such a good movie. And I thought that sequence was done great. I loved the commitment that Tom Hanks showed to the role, like putting on a few extra pounds and then losing so much weight to really make it more realistic. I thought the storytelling was amazing, like how you saw how they pictured him like starting to figure out how to survive on the island. I thought all of that was great. I have one major issue with this movie, and actually I have one major issue with the trailer. Now, if you haven't seen this movie and you want to go into it without knowing too much, you gotta shut this video off here. Please hit that comment, like, subscribe stuff that I always talk about, but turn this video off here because I'm going to talk about the ending of this movie. And I remember watching the trailers for this movie, and the first trailer I ever saw for this movie, or it was a teaser, was when I was at going to the theater to see a movie, and all it was like crashing waves and the sound of them, and it communicated everything that it was one guy on this island trying to get by, and it was just done to perfection. And then they started releasing like full-on trailers that showed some footage from the movie, and they did something that still to this day blows my mind as being such a horrible choice. They show the freaking ending of the movie. The entire plot of Castaway is this guy there's an airplane that crashes. He goes to this deserted island, and it's like him trying to survive, and then eventually he decides that he has to get off this island if he wants to have any kind of life. And you should have no idea what's going to happen, if he's going to be able to get back to the mainland. But because this trailer showed him in a freaking airport with like the woman that he had been involved with before showing up to see him after he'd gotten back, there was none of that. And they showed him like getting off literally, I remember there was a trailer that showed the last moment of this movie where he's deciding whether or not he's going down the road to deliver the package that he's held on to for all that time. Like they literally took the entire ending of this movie and revealed it all to you in the trailers. So obviously that to me is just abhorrent. I hate spoilers. I mean, usually I try to watch, so these days I try to watch one trailer of a movie only because of stuff like this happening to me in the past, where I find out way too much about a movie that I was otherwise excited to see. And this is definitely one of the worst examples because they gave away the farm in the trailers, and it blows my mind. And the part that's especially bad about it is, honestly, if you ask me, the major flaw with this movie is I think this movie would have been way better if it just ended with him getting back to the mainland. You could have the package in tow, so you know that he intends to deliver it, but everything that happens after that, like all of his interactions with his ex and the girl that he was with when he left, like all that stuff, to me it feels entirely tedious. And I mean, maybe if it was like a deleted scene on the DVD, it would have been like, oh, that's interesting. That's where that was supposed to go. But the drama of the movie completely cuts off at that point. And throughout the rest of the film, you're just sitting back, kind of waiting for it to be done. And I think that's the major flaw of this movie. But those are my thoughts on Castaway. Let me know what you think of the movie in the comments below. Let me know if you remember that trailer being just as atrocious as I do. Hit that like button. It does marvelous things for my channel. And please, please, please subscribe. I love talking to people about movies. And if you're new to the channel, I'd love to be able to talk to you about them. Other than that, have yourself a nice day.